What's up everyone, welcome back to Lace Up Channel. My name's Mickey and welcome back to Mickey with the Reverse Hat, a much more refined and sophisticated version of myself. Today, very interesting topics to discuss with you. Today we're going to talk about product slotting. I know, slotting your product in a bin location, one of the most complex things in the world, but actually turns out it's actually quite simple. Today we're going to talk about what is product slotting. We're going to talk about why it's important, and then I'm going to give you a very basic strategy to do your product slotting anyways. Let's get right into it. So what is product slotting? Product slotting is taking into account product velocity, dimensions, and shelf life, and figuring out in what sequence to place those products in your warehouse. That's straightforward. In your warehouse, you've got racks. Within the racks, you've got levels. Within the levels, you've got pallet positions. Your product must be assigned to a pallet position or to a rack in order for your people to be able to find it. Now, when you take into account how fast a product moves or how fast it sells out of your warehouse, how big the product is or how heavy it is, and last but not least, when the product is going to expire, that helps you determine where to put the product in your warehouse and in what sequence to pick the product. So why is product slotting important? Well, product slotting is important because it tells you and your staff where the product is located within the warehouse. By knowing where the product is, you now save and optimize your picker's time when picking product. You save and optimize your people who put away the product into a bin location. You save and optimize the people who count the product. Basically, by knowing where the product is in the warehouse at any given time, you're saving a tremendous amount of time. But not just that. Product slotting makes it so you minimize damaged products in your warehouse by putting product properly away into a bin location, and by sequencing that product from heaviest to lightest, for example, you're ensuring that the heavy product will never be placed above the light product, thus crushing the box and damaging your product. But it's not just that. Product slotting also optimizes your use of space. By slotting product properly, you shouldn't have product laying in your aisles, laying in locations where they interfere with your staff. Now, obviously, we can't fix a warehouse that's much too small for the amount of volume that you're generating, but I can't tell you how many warehouses that I've been in which are an absolute disaster when they have the proper amount of real estate available to properly slot the product. So it's important because when you slot the product properly, there's less damaged product, you have way more efficient pickers, you have a way less dangerous warehouse, and you have a much more optimized use of space. So now you know what product slotting is and why it's important. Let's get into the most important part, how to actually do your product slotting. Now, I'm going to pull from experience here, not from an article that I've read or a book. This is what I've seen in every wholesale distributor's warehouse. Keep in mind, that's the industry from where I come. Most of you may be in, like, I don't know, drop shipping or whatever. I'm talking about strictly B2B wholesale distribution. So, almost always, product slotting goes from heaviest to lightest. So if you look at a racking system from a bird's eye view, from rack 1 on the left, rack 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through 10, let's say, you've got product slotted at the beginning of the racking system that's the heaviest. So if you start like this, right, and you go zigzag through the racks all the way to the end, when you start, you want to start at heaviest and you want to go lighter as you zigzag up and down the racks towards the end of the picking sequence. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because you want to put your heaviest product at the bottom of the pallet. I can't tell you how many customers put heavy product in the middle of a picking sequence and they pick a lighter product before, and then they put the heavy product on top of the light product, thus causing damages. You want to go heavy first, light at the end. It's not that much of a rocket science. Also, you want to make sure that when you approach a rack, not only should it go from heaviest to lightest, but when in the rack itself, you should go to fastest rotating product at the bottom to slower product at the top. Let me give an example. Let's say you have a flavor of potato chips that's, I don't know, spicy, right? And the spicy flavor of potato chips moves 10 times your regular original flavored potato chip. What you want to do, if you're limited in space, you want to make sure that on the bottom picking floor, you've got the hot, spicy potato chip, because you want to quickly be able to pull the product that you're rotating through fastest as quickly as possible, because 1 in 10 times you're going to have to go above to grab the original flavor, but 9 out of 10 you're going to have to pick from the bottom on the spicy potato chips. So make sure that your highest moving products are at the bottom, and last but not least, make sure that your shortest shelf life products are at the bottom as well. It's super important to keep in mind and keep track of the expiration dates for your product. Like, I've never walked into a warehouse where cheese and meats weren't at the bottom. Always the product that's going to expire first goes down below, because if you have product that's going to expire first down below, you'll notice when that product's about to expire, and then you'll be able to alert your customers that that product's now on sale, because you need to liquidate it as fast as possible. So, for lack of a better way to say this, you want to go heaviest to lightest. You want to go fastest velocity to slowest velocity from bottom up, and you want to go fastest expiring to longest shelf life from bottom up. This, in and of itself, I almost guarantee will yield less product that's going to expire. It's going to yield much more accurate pickers. It's going to yield a lot less waste when it comes to picking heavier product over lighter product, and overall it's going to allow your staff to be 10 times more efficient when they move up and down the warehouse from beginning of their picking sequence to the end. Now, I know I've said a lot of arbitrary kind of general facts about product slotting, but I can't tell you how many warehouses I've been that you would think know what they're doing 10, 20, 30 million a year, and they're just picking however the hell they want. They're bringing product in, sticking it in any bin location, having their pickers running zigzags all over the warehouse to pick product, picking heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light, getting product that doesn't move quickly in their picking bins, and overall making everything less efficient. If you want to be more efficient, heed this advice, even though it seems stupidly simple. If you want consulting or additional help, look, normally we don't sell consulting services, but yeah, if you want to hit me up and ask, or one of our sales reps, go down below. The email will be right there, sales@laceupsolutions.com. Besides that, go down, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care.